Visceral reaction to this.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby.
I found myself watching the Cavs-Pelicans game this past week and realized, wow, I really have not watched many Pelicans games. Yes, they're a team that sucks, but last year they were an exciting team that sucked. For one, Brandon Ingram didn't play this game, but he's been playing games and it's not been pretty. Lonzo's on the Bulls on a team that will actually run the fast break. And there's someone else that I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, Zion.
That's tough.
He's actually on this team. Apart from all the weight jokes, Zion has been off the radar. And at this point, it's his own fault. That could cost him a lot. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Drop a like for the 2019 draft class. Ja, Garland, Tyler Hero, Thibault, Jordan Poole, KPJ, they're doing their thing. And to the 84% of y'all that ain't subscribed, let's get that to Zion's career field goal percentage at 60. Thanks. Also, who do you think was snubbed from the All-Star teams? Let me know in the comments down below. Zion Williamson was an All-Star in his second season last year, averaging 27 points on 61% from the field, 4th in PR in the league. Players were bouncing off of him.
Facing up, driving, and smashing the rim.
The NBA has always been a players' league. Former Commissioner David Stern made a decision in the 80s to market players to pivot away from the fighting, which was tanking the league. So they promoted Bird and Magic, and from there they have always chosen players to promote, more than teams, which is the route the NFL chose. It's been Kobe versus the Big Three, LeBron versus Kawhi, Harden versus Curry, Curry versus LeBron. So the Michael Jordans, the Shaqs, Kobe, LeBron, all got chosen. That also includes young players like Ben Simmons, Lonzo. Remember when your timeline was just filled with LaMelo highlights?
We see the pass in from LaMelo. Oh, it's dumb nice. Oh, any player cannot do that, man. We are witnessing a great in the making. I don't care what happened after that.
And so was Zion. Man had already signed an 8-figure shoe deal before playing his first NBA game. His popularity was only comparable to a young LeBron. So that, paired with his actual success in the NBA, put Zion on a pedestal in his second year. And Zion fell for it himself. He was drinking his own Kool-Aid. Zion wanted the Pelicans to keep JJ Redick, and they didn't, even though they're part of the same agency, and even though Zion really liked JJ as his vet. The Pelicans let Lonzo go, even though he was a restricted free agent, and Zion was very public about wanting to keep Zoe. And now Zoe's on a team that will actually run the fast break. Last summer, rumors came out that Zion's family members wanted him out of New Orleans and onto another team. Now, that could have been his family members just talking, but that also could have been Zion using his family members as a proxy to get some trade rumors out. The power he thought he had in his second year just wasn't there yet. It's hard to go from 0 to hero and then go back to 0 when you make the NBA. Have to get back to the top all over again. David Griffin, the Pelicans GM, has tried to make a relationship with Zion by playing him the piano? Fair. Zion said he loves in New Orleans and doesn't want to be anywhere else, even though all the coaches wouldn't run the fast break.
You're stupid.
So much ado about nothing, right? Zion was bordering the lines of freak of nature and overweight. Being 285 pounds and jumping that high, moving that fast, just didn't seem possible, especially for those knees. It made him unstoppable. That field goal percentage can attest to that. Zion literally averaged the most points in the paint per game since Shaq. But pair that with this walk,
Bruh.
and longevity-wise, we knew that he needs to lose weight or figure something out. And so began the saga. Zion got hurt in the offseason and had surgery to repair a fractured right foot. Fractured foot usually means weight gain because you're not doing too much movement, and in Zion's case, it got real bad.
I am perplexed. What happened?
Now, I'm not here to fat shame him, but this weight gain continued. He's now a reported 330 pounds. This is more than the typical 10 to 20 pounds of weight that you gain because of an injury. We're talking about 45 pounds of extra weight, and that extra weight won't help recovery. So why have it spiral out of control if you're trying to get back on the court as soon as possible? especially in the middle of the season when your team obviously needs you. On November 26th, the Pelicans said that he had been cleared to participate in full team activities, but literally less than a week later, saying he had soreness in his foot and they had to reevaluate him. Zion could choose to control his weight. He has all the resources available to him: nutritionists, chefs, physical therapists, trainers, but why? Zion's going to get a max extension. The Pelicans would still suck even with him. Zion may want out of New Orleans, but he doesn't really have any power to do so. While we have seen NBA stars force their way out with the threat of not re-signing, like Harden, Paul George, LeBron, AD, Zion does not have the same leverage. He hasn't signed his first major contract. He has no leverage to force the organization into doing anything he wants, except maybe him actually playing. Zion knows that he's guaranteed money. He's gonna get that rookie max extension. He knows the Pelicans aren't good with or without him. The drive just doesn't seem as high as before. And then keep in mind all the problems that he's had with the Pelicans organization since he's been there. That he never wanted to be drafted by them. That he had a problem with the way they handled his return back to the court. The free agent signings, the people they let go. Something's off, but I can't definitively say. That's only for Zion to know and possibly publicly state. And perhaps worst of all, for Zion's image, Ja Morant has been leading the Grizzlies to the playoffs every year since he's been drafted. Even though the Grizzlies weren't even that good. Now he's even in MVP talks, the third best record in the West. Ja has never complained, even when he's gotten hurt, he's gotten better each year, and so have the Grizzlies. Zion can't escape the comparisons because that's his draft. He was the #1 pick, Ja was #2. These are reputation things. It leaks into what teammates think of him, what organizations think of him, and if they start thinking that Zion only thinks about himself and is selfish in his 3rd year in the league, yeah, that's a problem. So Zion, the star NBA headliner, has fallen. Availability is huge, and he has gone well past the timeline for recovery. It's not too late for Zion to come back and dominate, but if it is true that Zion has lost his drive, that would be the biggest problem. I mean, if you were guaranteed $100 million over the next 5 years, would you ever work again? The best NBA players, they are. Motivation and drive for the game is everything to be successful. But it also could be that he wants to leave the Pelicans and just not play for them. And if that's the case, I feel like he's gotta pay his dues and stop drinking his own Kool-Aid. It's your 3rd year. You can't force your way out like AD. Give it a bit of time. I want to see Zion back on the court. I want to see him succeed. I'm always for young players coming into the league and earning their keep. He's got a lot of pressure on him. The NBA has already put the most spotlight possible. And so it's definitely a lot for a 21-year-old. I just don't want him making a mistake that robs him of his reputation for years to come. But what do you think? What do you make of this whole Zion situation? The all-day notification shout goes to Cash. Thanks for the all-day support. And if you're still here, you're a real one, so comment work so I know. Drop a like if you like the video, and subscribe, turn noise on if you really like the video. It really helps the channel out. It's your boy MJ. We out, and we vibe.
In my station now, it's okay in moderation.